To be honest with you guys, putting God first has been one of the most difficult things I've had to learn how to do. And it's taken me years and so many things, trials, tribulations, all these different things to finally conceptualize what it means to put God first. And today I want to tell you guys exactly how you can do that for yourself. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on exactly how I learned how to put God first. And I'm still learning every single day, but I've definitely come a long way in this journey. And I'm excited to tell you and share with you what it really means to put God first. All right. So the first thing is that you have to realize that putting God first has to be intentional. A lot of us, when we wake up in the morning, we grab our phones, we check Instagram, we check TikTok, we check social media, whatever it is. We text that girl, text that boy, right? And we haven't even said good morning to God. And I think this is something I used to struggle with as well. I used to go on my phone, watch Instagram, watch TikTok, do all these different things before I even thought about reading the Bible. And by reorienting the way I spent my mornings, by choosing to not even say a word to my mom, not even say a word to my parents or my brother, whatever it is, but to use my first words to say good morning, God, to spend time with God in prayer, in intentional Bible study. Because I'm not saying you have to read an hour or pray for like 2 hours. I'm saying it's all about your heart. You see, man looks at the outside, right? Man looks at the actions and what we're doing on the surface, but God looks at our hearts and our intentions behind the actions we take. So when we choose to read the Bible because we want to check a box or you just want to get it over with, God sees that. God sees that we're not actually serious about growing closer to Him. But when you tell God and you spend 3 minutes with God to say, Lord, I want to know you today. How can I serve as many people as possible? How can I be a good steward of the things you have given me? Then you can finally start to experience that relationship with God you're actually looking for, because it's not about doing the things, it's about the heart and the intentions behind it. You can read the Bible all you want. People, there's scholars and there's theologists, all these people read the Bible and some of them don't even know God himself. There's some people who read the Bible 5 times front to back. You can read all you want, but until you have that heart to have a relationship with the Lord, you won't get anywhere spiritually, because you can have knowledge on the Bible but you won't have wisdom, because wisdom comes from the Holy Spirit. You won't have that relationship. You won't have what you actually are looking for, right? You won't have the peace. You won't have the joy. You can read the Bible all you want. You could pray all you want, right? But if you're not doing it with the heart of love for God, you're not doing it. You're doing it in vain. It says, if I speak in tongues, this is 1 Corinthians 13, verses 1. If I speak in tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. But where there are tongues, they will be stilled. But where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And these 3 remain: faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. So love is the backbone of what you're doing for God. You have to love the Lord. The greatest commandment is to love the Lord, thy God. It's not saying read the Bible 30 minutes a day or pray for 30 minutes a day. Love the Lord thy God. And when you love the Lord, you'll want to do these things. The reason why you don't enjoy reading the Bible is because you don't love God. The reason why you don't enjoy praying to God, because you don't actually love him. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're doing it to check a box. You're doing it to look good in people's eyes, but you're not doing it for the Lord. You're not doing it to grow in relationship with him. And that's the reason why you're spiritually weak. But when you choose to spend those 5 minutes with God, no distractions, no phone, no Instagram, nothing, and really dive deep into who God is as a person, and really ask the Lord to reveal to you who he is through your daily life, that's when you'll discover who he truly is. That's when you'll discover his love for you. The reason why you're looking to all these different people, all these different girls, all these different boys to look for that love, going to the pornography, going to the masturbation, going to Instagram, going to all these different things for love, alcohol, smoking, all these different things. And the reason why I'm preaching so passionately is because I struggle with these things as well. I used to struggle so hard with looking for love in the things of this world. I used to struggle so hard with trying to find something on a website that was only found in God. But when we decide to approach God with a heart of love, with a curiosity, with a wanting to know the Lord as a person and not just to know him for a certain thing, because God is not a genie. He knows your heart. He sees your heart. He sees the things that you want. He knows what you want in this life. And he knows that sometimes you may approach him for the wrong reasons. You may say, or some of you guys might only go to God when you're in trouble, when you're going through something difficult, right? But when things are great, you don't even acknowledge that he's there. And a lot of us, myself included, are guilty of this. And that's why I'm here to let you know that you have to approach the Lord. So if you want all these different things, if you want to be provided for, if you want this money, whatever it is, all these things you're looking for that only God can provide, you must seek him first. It says Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom, and all these things will be given to you. All these things you're looking for, you're chasing for, you're striving for in your 9 to 5, you're working so hard for, it's all going to be given to you. Now, when I say all, I mean the things that God knows you that you truly need, because he's not going to give you everything you want, because everything you want isn't what is good for you, right? Some things you want could harm you. But what I mean is he's going to provide the things you really, truly need. Maybe that love you're looking for, he's going to provide it if you just seek him first. And that's why I'm telling you guys how to do this. So pay attention, all right? Because this is going to help you. This has helped me so far, and this has helped me grow my spiritual journey to crazy lengths by the grace of God. And I know it's going to help you as well if you pay attention, all right? So the second thing is to serve people with the heart of love. This has been one of the most fulfilling things for me, serving people online with these videos. I've gained so much wisdom. I've gained so much knowledge by the grace of God. And that's because when you serve like Christ does, you become more like Christ. You become the person you want to be. You become more of the best version of yourself than you are previously, right? Every time you serve, you die to yourself. You die to your flesh. But your soul is renewed. Your spirit is renewed because Jesus came down. He could have easily used his powers to just do crazy things. He could have been flexing. He could have been doing all these different things, right? But he used his life to serve people. He served vigorously because that's what God called him to do. And God has called you as well to serve people. He's called me as well. We all have our own abilities. We all have our own talents. We all have our own things that we're good at, right? And to let people stop us from doing those things because of fear, because of what they think about us, is selfish. It's not about us. It's not about me. It's not about how I feel about someone else looking at what I do and judging that. It's about what can I do for the Lord because he's given me this gift. The Lord has given us all gifts, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that story with the talents, where the master gave his 3 servants a different portion of talents. One he gave 5, one he gave 2, and one he gave 1. And the one with 1, the least to lose, was most afraid to lose it. And he hid those talents away. And talents are basically a sum of money, right? But it can also symbolize talents, like the intangible things that we have inside of us, right? But even if God has given you one thing you're good at, he expects you to use that to glorify his name, to serve people, to make this world a better place. If everyone in this world tried to be like Christ, we would have no world problems. We would have world peace. I kid you not. But because this world is corrupted, people want to use their talents for the wrong reasons. Celebrities, there's amazing singers, but they're not using it for the right reasons. Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Drake, all these different people, they have talents. They're talented people, but they're not using it for the right reason. And it's tragic, but you have the opportunity to do better. You have the opportunity to use your gift for God. Maybe you have a gift of singing, maybe making music, maybe doing business, whatever it is, right? You have a speaking skill. Maybe you're charismatic naturally. Maybe you're naturally confident. You can help people in big ways. It doesn't have to be some extravagant thing. Like, it could be the smallest things. It could be texting that group chat of friends that you know aren't Christian, but you know they're curious about Christianity, and maybe you're the only person in their life they're ever going to know that's a true Christian. And maybe it's your opportunity for you to serve them and for you to show them the light of Christ, right? You may be the only Christ in their life. So in essence, all I'm saying is that when you serve people, you're actually serving God. It says in Matthew 25 verses 40, and the king will answer them, truly I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these my brothers, you did it to me, right? The third thing I want to tell you guys about is you have to surrender your plans and trust God's will. And this has been such a difficult thing for me to learn how to do, but I made progress in this, and I want to share with you guys what I've learned. What I've learned is that what we want isn't actually what we truly desire. And figuring this out was such a tedious process. I had to think about it deeply. What was I really looking for in life? A lot of us want fancy cars. A lot of us want nice watches. But what we're really looking for is love and appreciation. And we can have those things without having to do heinous things for money. Every single human being wants to be loved. Every single human being wants to be appreciated for who they are. And maybe that looks different. Maybe that looks like you wanting to be validated for having a nice car, right? For example, think about it for a second. When you see someone with a nice car, do you think, oh my gosh, that person is so cool? Or do you think that car would look so good if I was in it? So when we stop looking for things that will try and fulfill us, like cars and money on all these different things, and we actually instead focus on God, putting God first, we'll receive the things we're looking for without even knowing it. The love we're looking for, right? The satisfaction, the peace. Because the money won't give you the peace you're looking for. Even if you achieve those goals, those monetary goals, you'll be chasing something else as soon as you achieve that car or whatever it is. You'll be chasing a new car, a new apartment, a new house, whatever it is. So why not focus on fulfilling that innate need inside of you by going to God first? And then once you get the things, they'll just come alongside you as byproducts, and you won't even really care about them because you're focused on the Creator, who is able to give you exceedingly and abundantly above everything you can ask for. All right. So Proverbs 3 verses 5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding, because our understanding is skewed. We think that we need this thing because of what we think we need, right? I think I need this car because I want a nice car, but what we're really looking for is to be appreciated and loved by other people. That's just the truth. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. So trust in the Lord with all your heart. That's all he's calling you to do today. And that's what he wants you to know. He wants you to give him your heart. Give him the desires of your heart, because he wants to shape those desires and give you what you're really looking for. All right. I hope this helps somebody. This is a bit long, but I really had to get this out because I know this is something a lot of people struggle with, and they don't know how to really put God first, truly. So I hope this helps you. And something practical you can do before you make every single decision is ask God, Lord, how can I best glorify you through this decision I'm going to make? And what exactly do you need me to do? And wait for God's peace to come upon you before you make that decision, because he wants to guide you. He wants to be acknowledged by you so that he can help you and show you exactly what needs to be done so that you can do it in the way that will best suit yourself. All right. Now, by focusing on these tips and by prioritizing God, by serving others, and by really acknowledging God and giving your plans to him, you will finally receive what you're looking for, right? You'll finally be able to put God first and actually enjoy the life you have. I hope this blessed you and impacted you in a big way. It surely did myself. If this ministry blessed you, you can show some support by copying the Peace Over Promise merch, which I'm wearing right now, actually. And if you want a Christian community of like-minded believers just like you can join my Christian community down below. It's completely free. Links in the description. But with that said, peace out, y'all.